Alex Hormozi just sold over 3 million copies of this book. And the craziest part about this, if you open it up, I'm actually in every single book. There is a little slip here that talks about how you can learn to launch a business and collect money in 30 seconds. And what he's referring to there is a platform called Skool, which for those of you that don't know, Alex Hormozi is actually a co-owner now of Skool, which is Sam Ovens' platform. And maybe you've watched my Sam Ovens video before, but I'm assuming a lot of you are going to be new to this channel. And so the reason why I wanted to make this video was not really to flex. It was more or less just, I think, to help me process how insane that is. My face and a couple of my other good friends over at Skool are literally in the insert to every single 100 million money models books. I mean, that is insane. But more importantly, I want to help you understand how Skool can literally make you a millionaire or make you millions of dollars more if you're already a successful business owner just by following what this little sheet of paper says to do, and also one recommendation that I would have. So here's the thing. If you are someone that has zero skill set, then I want to talk to you first. Now, if you are someone who is already making money, maybe you already have an e-commerce brand, because obviously that's who I mainly speak to. But if you're new and you've clicked in this video just because you saw the thumbnail on YouTube, then there's probably going to be a timestamp where you can skip to where I'm going to talk to those of you who are business owners that are making more money. You can skip to that part. But for those of you who want to start a business, or you're struggling to get your business going, or you aren't making a lot of money, maybe you've tried drop shipping, maybe you've tried some other different agency models or things like that, or maybe you've tried AI things. At the end of the day, the difference between you and the guys that you look up to that are making a ton of money, or the guys who are spending ridiculous amounts of money and, living the lifestyle that you want to have, there's only one difference. And that one difference is a skill set. That's literally it. Now, you might not see it because a lot of these times, these guys that are out flexing and doing that kind of stuff aren't really talking as much about business stuff. I mean, a lot of them still do, but the point is they have a skill set that you don't have. And so whether that skill set is in marketing, whether it's in operations, whether it's in hiring, whether it's in leadership, whether it's in just being able to spot opportunity, they have a skill set that allowed them to make that amount of money. Even if it's something as simple as trading crypto, they have a skill set in being able to identify how to make the right moves in those types of markets. Now, I'm not telling anybody to go trade or do anything like that, but my point of this is that they have skills. And so if you want to make more money, it's very simple. You just need to go and acquire skills, okay? And so I think so many of us, when we're early out, and I'm a victim to this because my ego was way too big to not start my own business. We have this idea that we have to go and start our own business, but at the end of the day, you don't have to start a business first. If you're new to the online space, go and get skills that apply online. Somewhere in your life, you have a skill set. You know potentially how to do some customer service. You know how to work a till. You maybe know how to flip burgers. I don't know what it is, but you have some kind of a skill set, okay? And so when you go to work, you know what to do because you have the skill set on how to do that. So for example, someone like me, if I was to step into McDonald's and you were like, all right, go do your job, I would have no idea because I don't have the skill set. Now, I'm making this insane analogy here to help you understand that is literally the only difference. So some of you guys might look at how we scale e-commerce brands, or again, if you're new to the channel, you might go and check out my channel. It's like, wow, these guys are making people a ton of money. Like, how are they doing that? The difference is I just have a skill set. I have a marketing skill set that allows me to do that. And so what you need to do, back to why I wanted to make this video, is you should not really be starting a school, if you ask me, unless you have a really cool skill set. Say you're, I don't know, a carpenter, or maybe you are a skateboarder. Literally, it doesn't matter. If you play video games, you can make a Skool community around that, which is why I love Skool so much. But what I would actually recommend that you do is, if you want to be good at dropshipping, or you want to be good at trading, or you want to be good at building local businesses, or getting better at online fitness, go and join a Skool community, because you can literally pay like $100 a month or $57 a month in some instances and get overwhelming amounts of value. A lot of people out there, and this is what I love so much about what Sam and Alex are doing, is they literally are making education way more available to way more people, okay? There are literally people on Skool that could easily sell their course or their program for $10,000, yet they're charging $97 a month. So you can literally, if you're determined enough, join a community, be there for just a single month, get as much, and I would not actually recommend that, but you can get as much information as possible and then go and try to execute it, and you're actually going to be able to get a skill set so you can go and make money, okay? Money goes to where the skills are, okay? You have to have something valuable to exchange. If you don't have any viable skill set, you're just not going to make money. Now, the reason why I wouldn't recommend that you just go one and done is because one of the biggest things that actually helped me get to where I am today is being a part of communities, is actually being around other people like me who at specific points in time had no idea what I was doing. I was learning all this information. I didn't know how to action it. And as a result, I had other people in there that were kind of going through it, and I was able to connect with them. I was able to communicate with them. I was able to ask them questions. We were able to kind of problem solve things together. And I cannot tell you how crucial it is, especially in the beginning stages, to be surrounded by a community of like-minded people, because a lot of you, especially if you're trying to get into the online world, are probably surrounded by people who are not doing too good for you. You probably have friends that are out partying every weekend, or maybe even if you're a little bit older, maybe you're surrounded by people who are just saying like, oh, yeah, no, the online business is stupid. Like nobody ever makes money on there. And like those are the belief systems that you're around. Whereas if you actually join a community where you're seeing proof of it happening every day, but again, more importantly, you're getting the skill set that you need to actually go and make money online, that is beyond vibe. That is honestly, like if I could tell anybody to do anything, it's to do that. Okay, like if you want to make more money online, go and join a community. And obviously Skool is the best place. You can literally go to their explore page. You can search up any community that you want. You can shop and look at all these communities. And the best part about this is a lot of these people that have communities, they have free YouTubes like this, okay? And so you can literally go and watch some of their content first. And you're like, wow, this guy's awesome. I should join his paid group, because guess what? If their free content is awesome, their paid content is even better, okay? And so at the end of the day, this is why I'm so passionate about this. And I know Alex and Sam and everyone at Skool is also extremely passionate about this, because you can learn the skill sets that will make you a millionaire. The reason why you're not making the money that you want to make is because you don't have the skill set yet. And so you need to invest into getting that skill set. So what I would say is, rather than starting a Skool community, I would love for you to go and get information and go and, learn skills. So that way, one day you can start a Skool community. But at the end of the day, that is the most valuable thing that you can do. And as a result of, even reading Alex's book or reading some of Alex's other books, you will also have a better overall skill set and you'll have more information. But I'm telling you, the accountability and the consistency and having someone help you complete what we've called feedback loops. If you're new to the channel, feedback loops are essentially where, you actually stop and look, hey, did this thing that I when it did it actually work? Yes or no? And if it didn't work, well, you should probably change what you're doing. And if it did work, well, let's do more of it, right? And so completing feedback loops is kind of hard when you're just by yourself, but when you're in a community, it makes it so much easier. So again, that's for those of you who is probably the majority, who maybe you don't have an online business, maybe you have a business right now that it's like, you're not really sure how to scale, you're not really making the money that you want to make. At the end of the day, you need to go and get more information. You need to learn and you need to improve your skill set. Now, if you are someone who is a little bit more of a successful business owner, and hopefully those of you have just skipped to this point, another thing that I love about Skool is that it allows you to actually not only document and create systems and create processes to train your team. So for those of you that don't know, Evolve, which is the e-commerce community that we run, was actually originally made as a training program for my team. I have an agency and I still have the agency, but last year we scaled from 4 full-time employees to over 30 plus employees. And the only way that you actually scale that far is by training your team. And so I made this course to be able to train my team and actually continue to scale up. But guess what? Through Skool, you can also sell it to other people, especially if you start to make content like this and you start to maybe go on platforms like Twitter or Instagram or LinkedIn or YouTube, right? You can now have an audience, and that audience, probably 95% of them might not be able to work with you, but they can learn from you. And hopefully videos like I made at the beginning where I tell people to go and get information, they can maybe go and get information from you. But at the end of the day, if you are a business owner that is making money and you're doing well, guess what? You could still join Skool, because I join schools all the time to learn new information. I'll literally pay $197 to join some different community that like no one really knows about and no one's really talking about, but is actually beneficial to helping me optimize my skill set and get better. And I will probably get 1,000x ROI on that. Like I'm serious, because the amount of information that is on Skool that people literally charge dirt cheap prices for is insane. So just understand that you can still join Skool communities as well, but more importantly, you can actually start to create your own, because if you have a Skool community that is bolted on to your business, not only does that allow you to actually serve more people, that also allows you to train your team. It allows you to document a lot of what you're doing, and it also allows you just to provide more value to more people. And at the end of the day, you don't need to be a perfect course creator. If you have valuable information, sharing it is literally the best thing that you can do, right? And of course, nowadays you can make money from it, which is amazing, and Skool makes it so easy to do that. But at the end of the day, having this community is honestly not only going to help you make more money, not only going to help you document your processes and likely train your team better, but it's also going to help you better understand what you do. And this is the hidden thing about consulting, and the hidden thing about being a Skool community owner or being someone who actually creates a program, is in order for you to create a great program, you have to understand your information at the highest level. It's one thing to understand information, but to be able to teach it is completely different. When I actually made Evolve, my level of understanding around what we did probably tripled, because in order for me to like literally break this down and explain this to people, and a lot of times if you break it down to explain to beginners, it's even harder, because then you have to like help everybody understand everything at like a 5th grade level. And that's something that, you know, Alex is the absolute king of, because he's working with $100 million companies and he's able to break it down in a way that literally someone who has no idea about business can understand. So you have to look at that and realize that, okay, like you're probably sharpening your axe, or, you know, you are literally getting smarter and you're getting better at what you do by breaking it down. And at the end of the day, you don't even have to do a community around whatever your actual service is. If you're just a savage at sales, you can literally make a community about sales and you can document all of your sales processes, right? It doesn't have to be about your service. Now, obviously, if it is about your service, it will likely help you get more clients, because as a result of us dropping Evolve and having Evolve as a community, I literally have more deal flow than I know what to do with, and I have to say no to 95% of the people who are literally at the agency, right? And so at the end of the day, this is something that I want you guys to understand is a huge opportunity, and I don't think a lot of you understand how big communities will be, especially with everything that is going on with AI. I think everybody's very, very, very focused on AI, but at the end of the day, you have to look at the impact of AI. Okay, if we automate everything, if we dehumanize, I don't even know if that's a word, if we dehumanize everything, we're probably going to crave human to human connection. And a lot of people are literally just going to join communities to feel a part of something rather than, you know, learning skill sets, although they will still learn a new skill set as well, or optimize their skill set. But that is my video. And again, if you clicked on this for the title, I hope that you got some value from it. My goal of this was to actually kind of do something a little bit different than what I usually do, which is talk about e-commerce stuff all day and actually just talk to you, hopefully business owner to business owner, or, you know, person to person, human to human, and help you take a step forward. Okay, because if you are interested in Alex Hormozi's book, that's probably why you click this, and you've probably maybe learned from him. But hopefully this video can actually help you take the action, right? Because as much as you consume information, right, and again, I'm telling a lot of you guys to go and consume information. Obviously, the bigger business owners that are watching this, I'm telling you to go and share that information, but you also need to take action. And the best part about being in a community, especially good ones, is they're going to tell you to take action, and they're going to have other people holding you accountable. And you're going to see people just like you in the community posting wins about how they're making 10K a month, 20K a month, 50K a month, whatever it is. And you're going to realize like, hey, they were in that community too, and they just learned the skill sets and applied it. And guess what's cool? You can reach out to that person. Hey, what did you do? How would you recommend I would do this, right? And you can actually lower the threshold that it takes to actually go and take action and do the things that you need to do. So hopefully you guys got value from this. Again, if you are new to this channel and you are in e-commerce, that's usually what I talk about and what I'm going to have to go back and keep talking about. But at the end of the day, I wanted to share this video with you guys because I think there is a huge opportunity in Skool, whether you know literally nothing, or maybe you know a little bit, or maybe you know a lot. Skool can be useful for every single one of you. And also it's pretty cool that I was able to get in over, 3 million copies of this guy's book. So with that said, that's all I have for today. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.